Okay, let us actually test out our presentation file in the browser. Notice that I'm right clicking on the presentation file of the web form, and I'm actually going to select view in browser. So let us check out the browser. Notice that the web browser is right now loading the web form, and assume that I key in bill. Then I provide a date of birth of 20th September 2000. Okay, right. Then after that, I say that this guy bill is going to be attached to sales and marketing. What is the expected result that we would like to have? The expected result is we should anticipate that a bill record will be created. And what is the date of birth of this guy? 20th of September 2000. So 20th September 2000. And of course, it is going to be attached to what department? Sales and marketing. What is sales and marketing? Let me see. Sales and marketing is let me take a look at the source code. Sales and marketing is a value of 1, right? Correct or not? So here should be a value of 1. Right? So this is the expected output if our code is really working. Now, we need to provide necessary code inside the code behind file of this web form, ADMAddStaff.aspx. At the design mode, I can double click on the submit button in order to go to the code behind file. Or I can actually expand the web form in order to see my code behind file. Right? So right now, I need to provide the necessary code to see and use the public method addOneStaff, which is residing inside the class file cStaffManager.cs, and this class file is inside the app_code. So before I can even do anything inside the btn submit_click, I must tell this web form, you must use the resources that I have carefully developed inside where? Inside the app_code. Inside the app_code. Right? So you must use all the functionalities that I have carefully placed inside the class file, inside this app_code that belongs to the experiment data management project. Right? Okay, so I've empowered this web form. I have provided the capability to my code, right, in order to use all the logic that I have built in the data layer section. Now, what am I going to do next? After I have already empowered, I must start to learn how to use, right? How to go and use cStaffManager.cs. I need to define a variable to represent the cStaffManager.cs. How am I supposed to go and represent cStaffManager class? How am I supposed to represent cStaffManager class inside our code here? Represent? No problemo. cStaffManager coming up. Done. Right? Nope, not enough. So what is the name? I'm creating a variable called Staff Manager to represent cStaffManager, and I need to activate it. How to activate it? Activated, right? New, activated. Now, what is the next thing that I need to do? I need to create some variables. Do you know why or not? I need to go and create a variable called collected full name. Right? At the same time, assign a blank to it. Right? Means that I need to assign a string which is empty. Right? It's an empty string information inside this newly created variable. Why? Why do I need to create variables? Because if the user enters bill, this variable is actually going to have bill inside. Right? So let me create other variables. String collected DOB, and again it is empty string. Let me define the next variable, which is the last one, collected department ID. Okay, department ID. Okay, and it is also having an empty string. So I've already defined all the variables, but does this mean that if the user provides bill here, this variable will hold the bill information? If the user provides this date of birth information, this variable will automatically hold the date of birth information. If the user selects research, which is a value of 3, right, does this mean that this variable will automatically have the value of 3? No way! If this can happen, we won't have any job. Okay, we need to go and supply this kind of a code, right? Collected what? Collected full name, right, on the left hand side, and what is going to happen on the right hand side of the assignment operator. This is what we call the assignment operator. Okay, this is the assignment operator. So what is the next one? Okay, txt full name dot text, right? So notice that I'm collecting information from the text property that belongs to the text box having the name called txt full name. I'm collecting information. What is the information? Bill. I'm collecting the bill information that the user has provided here. Okay, right, from the text property that belongs to the text box txt full name. Okay, I collect it. Then I will use the assignment operator, which is equal sign assignment operator. How to spell assignment operator? Assignment operator. Okay, which is what? What is the symbol? Is this equal sign? Okay, right? Understand the dude? Understand? Very easy only. So assign into where? Assign into this variable that we have collected, that we have created earlier. Okay, so anything else? The rest all auto already. Still got the date of birth, eh? So this one is what? txt dob what? Dot text what? Finish. Done. Right, what is the next one? Collected what? Collected, let me see, collected department ID from the LST department. This one special. This one I need to have the what? Selected item dot value. What does this mean? Okay, what does this mean? It means that if the user selects research, no, let me try finance. If the user selects finance and click the button submit, okay, when click the button submit, what will happen is this selected item object, which belongs to the drop down list LST department, right? This selected item object that belongs to this LST department will represent the list item that the user has selected. If I select finance, means that I've already selected the list item which is describing finance. When the user selected finance, which it means that the user has selected the list item that defines the finance. And what is the value representing finance? A value of 2. Okay, so we have defined that, right? It's inside here. You notice that inside the source code, this is finance. This is finance. Okay, inside the drop down list. Inside the drop down list, notice that this is the starting of the drop down list. This is the ending of the drop down list. So what is the value information of the selected item then? It should be 2. So eventually this is going to be treated by the .NET Engine as 2, and 2 will be collected in, will be assigned into this variable collected department ID. Okay, right, so this is what it means, and this is what that I have done. Continue to the next session to see how I am going to use the addOneStaff public method that is represented by the staff manager variable now. Thank you.